Everybody, my name is Barford, Weston Kensington III, and today I wanted to talk to you about, I suppose economic status, or social status, you might call it. A lot of people in certain political parties are very much against helping the poor or even the middle class, without realizing that they probably qualify as middle class. Some political figures want to give a tax break to the middle class, while others want to leave the middle class as is, but give a tax break to the rich. Now, if you live in California, for example, you actually have to make $140,000 a year in order to qualify at above middle class. In the Midwest, such as Illinois, it's $120,000 a year to be considered above middle class. And for those of you that don't understand or don't think of things as a yearly salary, that is the equivalent of making $54 an hour. Most jobs cap out long before then, therefore you are going to be in the middle class. Now, some of the more right-wing type of people say, well, we're going to give tax breaks to the rich. Therefore, they're going to create jobs. Yes, they're going to create jobs. They're going to invest it in their companies. If they invested in their companies, they're going to be creating jobs in Taiwan, in Mexico, in China, in all these foreign countries where they send their jobs. Either that, or they're going to stash it in an offshore account somewhere so that it doesn't get taxed. And if they do spend it, the biggest thing with where the rich tend to spend their money is it's on status emblems. So you have German or Italian cars, Italian-made suits, French wine, Japanese electronics. Nothing that's made in the United States. Now, there are some political individuals, I'll say, for lack of a more polite term, that they seem to think that they know what it's like to be an everyday person. They didn't have it so easy. They didn't have all these things handed to them. They had to borrow $1 million from daddy, and they had to pay it back eventually, but probably without interest. In case you're wondering, or are somehow unclear, I'm referring to Mr. Donald Trump. Yes, he started out his real estate empire on $1 million that he borrowed from his father. He didn't have to pay the outrageous interest rates that you or I would have to pay if we borrowed from a bank. No, and by the way, who is honestly going to loan us $1 million to start out a business? It's not going to happen. You have to really know somebody who has that money in order to borrow it from them. But that's enough political talk for today. I'm afraid it's time to go and have a constitutional drink or two. As always, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Cheerio!